this, Boris, that, so much death, so much annoyance. This is stressing me out, man.
You know what? I see a fella that's there and he looks so stressed out. Let me go talk to him. You right there?
No.
How you been?
I came back from work and all I see is this gloom and doom. It's stressing me out. I wanted something good and feel good, you know?
Whoa, thank God I'm here.
Why?
Well, I'll tell you.
Oh.
Well, who am I? First of all, let me tell you about what my business idea is. And it's good news.
Go.
So now I'm going to go to the next slide to give you more details. So who am I? I'm a third year student studying business management. I chose Entrepreneurship project because I wanted to test myself and see myself and if I'm able to be the businessman that I think I can be. And I'm a self-motivated, driven person who wants the best, but also wants something to create a better atmosphere within the world and create something good. Change their lives for positive ways. So, to go in further detail, let me tell you about my origin. The news is like a drug. So the more we read, the more we consume. And the more we consume, the more thoughts our minds are filled with. Similarly, to not how every medicine is not good for you, is the same way not every news is good for you. Now, we all have been, during the pandemic, stuck at home because of COVID-19. And many problems that can happen by just staying at home indoors can cause stress. So I saw a problem and I thought, let me try to alleviate it. So now you're curious as to what the problem is. I will continue on to the next slide and tell you what the problem is. So, stress can be given by what you read and can trigger the limbic system. The limbic system has many functions, but one of the functions that the limbic system talks about, or has indeed, is emotions. And when it's constantly pressured by stress, it can put at risk, such as obesity, heart diseases, cancer, and a variety of other illnesses. With all the negative news that it can bring, I want to create a modest solution that helps to create a more positive atmosphere and makes everyone feel better. This solution that enables us to enable stories that are normally under the radar or that are not publicly shown to the rest of the world. And the reason why I want this is because there's so many news that I feel that are out there and they're just not shown. However, you see so many other news and they're just all hidden. So I'll now go further on as to what it is. So this is for someone that's looking for positive news, can be tiring and somewhat consuming. Dissemination is different, and I'll tell you why it's different. Because we want to directly connect with these customers and the people that are going to be reading this. As well as publishing mini booklets, there will be newspapers. Those mini newspapers / booklets will be special editions and limited. There will also be podcasts, and there will also be a forum where you connect with one another, creating an atmosphere which is friendly and amazing. As well as that, you're able to form friendships on that, and you're able to meet people who have the similar interests as you, all while on one app. Also, there's a section to make it more interesting and more appeasing, where you're able to have fun, interactive quizzes and games.
Go.
So what is my business strategy? So I'm going to use the strategy of omnichannel, which initially builds trust for the customers, hears and understands what the customer needs are, and is consistent throughout various platforms such as the website and app.
Go.
Omnichannel is built on many methods such as promoting and distributing. One of the key factors about omnichannel is that with the customers, they are able to talk about their problems and is ongoing, which can be 24/7. And that, the reason why I said 24/7, it can be done with a chatbot. Chatbots are in the trend, and what they primarily do is that they help customers and they talk to customers. If you have any queries, you talk to the chatbot who will be there constantly 24/7 with any problems they may have. As well as that, you can even change your password using the chatbot. So it has many features. I will now go on to the next slide, which will how will I generate revenue. So I'll take you back into September as to where I got crowdfunding from. So there's a person who started up a business and she wanted ideas, and initially the way she started it was because of crowdfunding. So I asked her, why have you chosen crowdfunding? She said, well, it's for a good cause and people do pay for a good cause. So hence that's the reason why I've chosen crowdfunding, because I believe and I feel like my business idea is something towards something good and people would want to help towards the good. How else would I generate profits? I would generate profits using PPC and through social media. You'll see in the next couple of slides how social media and how technology is advancing so much, and this is the reason why I have chosen social media as well. And just like your favourite shows on Netflix or even Disney, they have a recurring payment which you pay monthly. And the recurring payment is that they will be paying monthly for the subscription. And again, when you have a subscription, you are open to getting stuff that are limited and exclusive to those people that pay for the subscription. I will now go on to the next slide, which we're talking about market. So now, since I know that a lot of devices and a lot of things are happening through technology, I will be using a younger audience, as we know they spend a lot of time on the devices. Even primarily myself, I use spend time on a lot of my devices. However, I also have physical copies, since a lot of people like to hold them. And I'll be making these exclusive and limited. Again, with my research, you understand as to why this will be a limited edition. I'll also connect through local artists and writers and collaborate with them. There will be small businesses that will be upcoming. I myself will be a small business when I start off. So why can't we join together and create something that will positively help me and also positively help them? I'll be promoting through pop-up stores and attending events. Pop-up stores are not that expensive, as I've done research, and they engage with the customers as you're physically there. And who does not like someone that's physically there, always helping and promoting? So let's go through the stats. These stats, if you may not be able to read them, shows downloading online news and reading newspapers magazine in the UK from 2002 to 2020. As we can see, from 2007 it was 20%. However, in 2020 is now 70%, which is an increase of 50%. So people are constantly downloading and reading, and hence why, since technology is advancing a lot, hence this is the reason why I want to focus more on the technological side. I'll continue with the key findings. So where do most people get their news from? A total of 41% from a study of Ofcom have said they are likely to get their news from social media posts. Now, on the other hand of this slide, this statistic shows a whopping from 16 to 24 use internet/any devices is 83%. However, printed newspapers is only 20%. And as you go on, you'll be able to see certain stats that will be in favour, and newspapers are becoming slowly decline. And I will continue in the next slide. So why I have said limited editions of newspaper? A reason why is because since 2010 to 2018, initially in 2010 it was 22 million copies that were nearly sold. In 2018, that's 10.4 million that are sold. That had astronomically went down a lot. And hence why, a reason why, and I told you why, is because social media technology is advancing so much that a lot of people have decided to abstain away from picking up a newspaper to read it and instead search it on their mobile phone. I will continue to my competitors. The competitors are someone that I will be competing against. So let's go into them. One of the main competitors is GNN, also known as Good News Network. They've been open since 1997 and now it's 2021 and they're still open, which shows they're an established company. They have over 21,000 published news, but they mainly focus on the US market. Now that does not say they don't focus on other news, which they do. They focus on the world news. However, it's very limited. And they do not have a forum. Also, additionally, they have one language other than English, which is Spanish. So I thought, let me do some more digging. I went into the Spanish section and they don't translate it. So if someone that is unable to translate it, they are unable to translate it to other languages. Now, a lot of people do not know English, do not know Spanish. However, my website will be able to translate to every. So, my company, my business idea will look to sort out the problems I have and also advance not just the UK but the world. And as time grows and as my business grows, I will be able to hopefully, and I say hopefully in capitals, that I'll be able to create a business with my idea in every big city there is. So now I'll go into the cost and revenue. I have a friend who has told me they could do my website for around £250. Upon doing research, I realised it was from 1,000 to any number above that. And after speaking to him, he said, yes, I could do it for 250. Freelancer journalists, they charge around, on average, £14.77 per hour. And depending on how many people I will need, will be depending on how many journalists I need to do stories. And like I said previously, I was doing pop-up stores, and they cost around £39. Since we know social media is on the rise and technology is always advancing, a lot of people use Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and LinkedIn. So the cost per click are as stated below. So do I have what it takes? I usually clearly say, see, I'm very passionate. I have a desire to learn, and I'm open to criticism, and I'm constantly learning. I believe all of these three aspects work well together, and if you don't have the desire to learn, then you're ignorant. And being open to criticism and constantly learning, I know for a fact that I do not have every single knowledge in the world, but I'm open to make my business successful. And now to the final slide, gaps in my knowledge. In all honesty, doing this I felt lost and confused. I didn't know where to start, I didn't know how to end, I didn't know where to begin, I didn't know if I'm going to be successful. But then I realised to myself, neither did those people in Amazon, neither those people in Apple, neither those people in Android. Also, do I understand how publishing and journalism completely works? No, I don't. But I'm willing to learn. I know it's difficult, but I'm willing to put the hours and dedicate myself into learning on how this works. And also, I did say that I will have someone to create an app, but constantly there will also be need updates. People will be asking me things, and I do not know how to constantly update technology-wise. So there's a lot of gaps in my knowledge, but over the upcoming years and months, I'll be hoping that they decrease, and with the expert knowledge of others surrounding, I'll be able to hopefully develop this business idea into something more successful. Thank you for listening.